Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Agent Psycho, aka Sniper98. Here's for another month of Whales log for Genshin. A week late as usual, but that's normal around these parts. So, let's go over all the progression that I've made on my account so far over the past month. Let's see, this is my rock farming team, so I'm just kind of figure out like, wait a minute, why is Zhongli all the way in the front when he's only level 80? But yeah, let's start with Mona, shall we? So, let's go straight into the characters first, start with Mona, like I said. I don't know if I've showed off my Mona's revised stats, but here they are. 68.4% crit rate and 145.6% crit damage. Again, I don't remember if I've already shown you guys my revised Mona stats from last month, but just in case I haven't, here it is. Currently, she has 4-piece Heart Adept right here. And let's see, 60, so about 70%. I would actually like this to be over or at least 70% flat, but 68.4% is gonna have to be good enough for now. Ideally, a little bit more crit damage as well, but for what she's running right now, it's kind of hard to make these stats any better though. Go over her pieces individually. Her cup, her Hydra cup rolled really well. 7.8 crit rate and then almost 30% crit damage. One roll into flat defense. Would have liked that to go into like crit rate, so that she would have, you know, the at least the 70% crit rate that I wanted her to have. So yeah, her cup is really nice. Her attack percent, compass or her timepiece is also really good too. 11% crit rate. I think rolled twice into crit damage. Those look like low rolls. That probably rolled twice into crit damage. It might have been low rolls. Is it though? I'm not sure. Maybe those are like three low rolls or like at least two high rolls. Maybe, not sure. But one roll into Elemental Mastery, which could have gone to crit damage, but oh well. This is her feather, also pretty nice. One roll into a attack percent, but most others into crit rate. One's into crit rate, and then the others into crit damage. And then this is her flower. One roll into energy recharge, which is not bad on Mona, so I can live with that. And then one roll into crit rate, and then the rest into crit damage. I think you can see like a recurring pattern here. One roll into crit rate, and then the rest into crit damage and shit like that. And then this is her hat. It's my hat. Turn around. We'll pick it up. So yeah, this run didn't roll terribly well. As you can see, it rolled a lot. It didn't roll at all into crit damage. Ideally, that's where I would have liked to go. But hey, I mean, I guess attack percent is not so bad. Copium. Attack percent rolls aren't so bad. Copium. But yeah, ideally, I would like this if I go back to farming Hydro pieces, which I may at some point, so I can give Xiao some better pieces as well sometime down the road. I will try to look for try to get a crit rate with more rolls in the crit damage than obviously what you see here. So, but again, for now, attack percent isn't so bad. Copium. So yeah. Yeah, my Mona's artifacts are really nice, and she still has 143% energy recharge, so that's quite nice, especially for all the stats that she has rolled. And this is with Skyward Atlas. If I were to give her, let's see, if I were to give her her Witsith, her R5 level 90 Witsith, then her stats would look something like this. 68.4%, and then basically 200% flat crit damage. I did run my Mona with R5 Witsith and Skyward Atlas just to see, you know, just to compare their damage, like, and get some like actual, you know, tangible numbers. And it feels like she definitely performs better with Skyward Atlas. Which one is it right here? The level 91. She definitely performs better with Skyward Atlas because attack percentage is just a hell of a drug. Her base damage, her normal attack, her auto attack base damage, it ranges anywhere from like high 2000s to like maybe like low 4,000, and those are without crits, I think. If she hits crits, I think they go up higher than that, like, well, obviously, like 5,000, 6,000 or something like that. Whereas when I gave her Witsith, R5 Witsith, she would only do, I noticed her regular non-crit autos would only do like what, like maybe high thousands, maybe high 2,000s, maybe at tops. But of course, crit damage is another. When they actually crit, that's another story. I think overall her DPS, since I want to use Mona as main DPS, she's gonna perform better overall with Skyward Atlas. But if I ever decide to do, you know, Mona ult vaporize memes with like Bennett or anybody else, then yeah, R5 Witsith is certainly an option for her. And with R5 Witsith, then she, as you could see, as you saw earlier, she hits, she can break 200% crit rate, or crit damage, sorry, crit rate, 200% crit rate, imagine that, right? But yeah, she does hit 200% crit damage with R5's level 90 Witsith, so that's good. So yeah, not too many more improvements that I can make with Mona as far as her artifact quality is concerned. Maybe some minor improvements here or there, but obviously, you know, it's gonna be kind of difficult to do with how well her artifacts rolled already. So, for now, this is for the foreseeable, not just for now, for the foreseeable future. This Mona is probably gonna be my final Mona. Until like I somehow luck out and get like way better pieces, or I shouldn't say way, but you know, slightly better pieces than what she already has now. And to top it off, got her to Triple Crown, so because she's my favorite character in the game. Constellation, she's at C3, so still waiting for a couple more constellations for her. Whenever she spooks me on future rolls, so I will look forward to her spooks then. I believe I already went over Ganyu. I haven't made any changes to my Ganyu. She still has the 30%, the low crit rate, because she's, you know, she has I gave her a 4-piece Blizzard Strayer, and you know, I try to match her with another cryo character for even more just free crit rates. So still with the R1 ammo spell. So there's that. So yeah, Ganyu's still the same. I guess I'll go over Ningguang. Because she's already here, because she's part of my team right now. Ningguang also, I've already explained my situation with Ningguang, how I tried giving her more crit damage but sacrificing her energy recharge, and you know, deciding that I didn't want her to sacrifice her energy recharge because I liked how, you know, rapidly she was able to you know, refund herself as far as her ult goes. Because without any energy recharge, you know, it's kind of a pain to, you know, charge her ult back up again when she uses it. So yeah, that, and I hear. I hear up on the grapevine that apparently Inazuma is going to come out with a new artifact set, or 1 or 2 new artifact sets that Ningguang actually would like. Her and Yoimiya, apparently. I don't know what the artifact's called, nor do I know what they do. I just been told that, you know, hey, you might want to, you know, save artifact farming for, like, Ningguang, for example, for when Inazuma comes out. So I'm like, okay, sure, why not? You know, I'm actually pretty comfortable with how my Ningguang is performing already, so, you know, I guess I can just wait. Mr. Zhongli, so I went over ahead, I went ahead and revised his artifacts a little bit as well. So as you can see from his total attributes, he is working with 67.6% crit rate and 174% crit damage. This is what his artifacts look like up close and personal. So I was lucky enough to get an inset 4-piece tenacity geo damage bonus cup. That's very nice. It could have rolled a lot better. It could have rolled a lot better because, you know, it only rolled once at the crit damage. Whenever you see 12.4, that means that either they got either it started with like a min roll 5.4 or a max roll 7.8, and then it either min roll or max rolled its next roll. In my case, I'm pretty sure it started with max roll 7.8, and then it rolled 5.4 or whatever ended up happening to that. So. Actually, no, I think this is, with these numbers, it would mean that I rolled like 5.4 or 7%, and then it rolled 5.4 or 7% right afterwards, because the math adds up. Unfortunately, it rolled twice into flat attack, so that kind of sucks. Obviously, this could have been a godly piece if it had rolled a little bit more into crit damage. It did roll once or twice into ER, which I actually appreciate a lot, because I think that's his only... Yeah, it's literally his only stat that went into energy recharge. That's where that that's where that extra 16.8 comes from his cup. So it's not much, but you know, it does help. It does actually go a long way, because as of right now, my Zhongli, like, barely, I noticed that he's barely able to loop his ult pretty reliably. I think without the 16.8% recharge, he would have, I would definitely be able to notice him having a harder time getting his ult back up when I actually want him to. So yeah. Thank God for that, I guess. At least it didn't go even further into flat attack. I would have mauled it for sure. Now this piece is quite interesting. I rolled this piece just to see how well it would roll because I didn't have too many. Surprisingly, I wasn't able to get a lot of HP main stat timepieces, tenacity timepieces. I was like, I might as well roll this. What's the worst that can happen? And to my surprise, it rolled like 4 times in the crit rate, and so now this is like actually legit not a bad piece for him now. Unfortunately, obviously, it doesn't have crit damage, and I would have liked him to have even more crit damage because, it would be nice to have him have at 200% crit damage, since considering he's got, he's working with Staff of Homo, which is a fucking giant crit damage stat stick. But, for what it was when it started out as a 4-line, just like, oh, the only good thing about this is crit rate, and the fact they rolled 4 times into it, I can live with that. Certainly could have been a lot worse. This is his feather. Rolled pretty well into crit rate. Would have liked another roll into crit damage, obviously. At least it went into flat HP, which I guess isn't a useless stat. I don't know if I don't know for Zhongli specifically if he would rather have flat attack or attack percent. I would assume flat HP, but because he actually scales off that. But yeah, could have been a lot better if it had rolled more into crit damage. But it is what it is. I could try rolling a better feather, but what are the chances of getting a better feather than this? Especially when it rolled like at least 2 or 3 times in the crit rate. This is flower, also not bad. I think it rolled twice into flat defense, but at least 1 roll into crit rate and then the rest into crit damage. So, like I said, not bad. I kind of wish the attack percent would have been an HP percent, but oh well, can't really win everything. It can't win it all, right? This one rolled pretty well. This is an off-piece crit rate a circlet, and it rolled I think 2 or 3 times into crit damage, probably twice. I don't think it rolled 3 times. And then it rolled once into HP percent, which is not bad, obviously on Mr. Zhongli, and it once at EM, which is kind of whatever. And here are his talents. I plan on getting Zhongli. I'll talk about this more later at the end of the video, but I plan on getting Mr. Zhongli and a couple other characters to level 90 at some point soon, perhaps this month. But I'll see when exactly I feel like doing that, and I'll get his talents leveled up. What does he need actually? Oh, these tusks things. Yeah, I've got plenty of those, so don't have any problem leveling up his talents a little bit further. So that's Mr. Zhongli. Made some improvements to his artifacts, so he's got some good stats to work with now. Him along with not Mona, because Mona uses an attack percent. What is it? Weapon. I guess I'll transition into like talking about Keqing and Hu Tao. But basically, for characters like Zhongli, who are in a position because they to have like at least 200% crit damage, because he uses a crit damage stat stick along with like Hu Tao and Hu Tao, right? Ideally, I would like him to be at least 70% CR and 200% crit damage. That would be ideal for me, but as is, he's good enough. And speaking of which, let's transition to Hu Tao. Hu Tao is definitely my most improved character for the past month, for the month of June, I guess, technically. So, let me show you her attributes first. She's working with 70% CR and 212% crit damage, which is my ideal sweet spot for CR to CD, for characters like Hu Tao, who either scale with crit damage as their ascension stats, or use a crit damage stat stick like Staff of Homo or something like that. Well, the story behind Hu Tao, because I'm pretty sure last month she was still stuck at level 80, and her stats were actually pretty like meh, whatever, right? I think before I revised her artifacts, she was sitting at like only 44% CR and like maybe 144% CD, but now she's improved quite a lot, and the reason for that is because I actually switched her off 4-piece Crimson. I took some time. I think there was like a week last month where I did nothing but farm Crimson witch pieces, mainly for my Diluc, however the fuck I say his name, right over here. But farm that just to see if I could get more pieces, if I could get better pieces for Diluc and Hu Tao, and I guess also Yanfei over here. But I wasn't able to get like the best piece. I got like a few decent pieces. I think this one is probably one of them, where I was actually able to get this one, and this one is like one of the only halfway decent pieces that I was able to get out of that 1 week of farming Crimson Witch for straight. But I wasn't able to get a lot, so I was like, you know what, fuck it. Farming Crimson is just too much of a pain in the ass. So I decided to switch my Hu Tao from a 4-piece Crimson over to a 2-piece Crimson and 2-piece Tenacity instead. And because after farming after like the few weeks of farming Pale Flame back when it first came out, right, when Eula first came out or whenever it was, I was like, you know what? I have a ton of like potentially good, tenacity pieces. So many that like 1 or 2 of these have got to roll, pretty decently, right? And sure enough, they did. So let's go over pieces individually. This is her Pyro Damage Cup. Luckily off a Gladiator piece. Funnily enough, this doesn't have any crit damage, which kind of sucks. Otherwise, it could have been her attack could have been a lot higher. But it did have crit rate, and it actually rolled a lot into crit rate. I think at least 3 times. That looks like a 3 roll. And a little bit of HP percent. I kind of wish this attack percent roll went to HP percent, but it is what it is, I guess. And then one unfortunate roll into defense percent again. But yeah, considering this piece has fucking 12.8% crit rate, I can't be mad. Can't really be mad about that. Again, this is her timepiece. Rolled, I think, once. This probably started as a 3-line. And then it rolled once into EM and then rolled the rest into crit damage. So I would have liked this Elemental Mastery to roll at least either into crit damage or crit rate, but at least EM isn't so bad, especially if I want to go for like a Vaporize or a Melt build with her and a Cryo or a Hydro character. So not the worst. Nothing to get triggered over, at least. This is her Feather. I guess technically no bad stat, even flat HP, right? Because just like Zhongli, Miss Hu Tao scales off of HP, so I guess flat HP isn't the worst thing in the world. But yeah, again, similar story. 1 roll into crit rate, and the rest into crit damage. Sorry, not energy recharge. This is her Flower. Again, no crit damage here either. Would have been nice if it did have crit damage. But another roll into attack percent, and then the rest and 1 roll into a flat defense, and then the rest into crit rate. So this Flower is really good for its crit rate. However, it still could technically make an improvement. If I really wanted to go for max crit damage, I could probably go for roll this and see how well it rolls in crit damage. But I kind of like Hu Tao's stats as it is now, so I don't want to give up on this crit rate. Never gonna get. Am I gonna get DMCA'd for singing that? Anyways, so this is her crit rate Helm. Again, tenacity piece, and this one rolled once into crit damage. It rolled actually quite a bit into HP percent, which I guess I can't be mad about either. Rolled once the flat defense, which again kind of sucks, but whatever. So now that I think about it, even Hu Tao's pieces have a ton of room for improvement, because she has like 2 pieces that don't even have any crit damage at all. So imagine how high her crit damage could be if she did have those crit stats, or yeah, those crit damage stats. So even without those, she's still sitting pretty well at over 70 CR and a 212% crit damage. And so because of that, once I realized how well her artifacts rolled, I was like, or how well her crit stats ended up being, I was like, oh shit, then I guess I'll get her to level 90. So that's why she's level 90 with a level 90 Staff of Homa. So yeah, getting her ascended and raising her stats, getting her to level 90, and getting her Staff of Homa to level 90 as well, improved her crit damage stacks, or her crit damage stats, not stacks, stats, so that she can now sit comfortably at over 212% crit damage. And because she rolled so well, I did take the time to get her talents leveled, so she's now sitting pretty at 999. Obviously, I don't have any crowns. I wish I could get more crowns. Give me more crowns, miHoYo. And she's still at C1 because she hasn't gotten a rerun yet. So, yeah, Hu Tao takes the cake for being the most improved character on my account so far, at least for this Whales log. So I'm quite proud of her. It's really nice to be able to use her, and she does fat damage with even her auto attacks. Keqing, she still has the same stats from before, really nice at basically 85% crit rate, which means that after she uses her ult, essentially every one of her hits should be a crit, and with almost 200% crit damage. Ideally, I would like to get her pieces, like I said with Zhongli and Hu Tao, I would like to get her to at least 200% crit damage. I'm sure I can make an improvement here somewhere. That's kind of hard to make an improvement on. This one also too. Maybe this one. Maybe I'll get like a better electro damage cup or something. I don't know. Do I maybe have a better electro damage cup? Like maybe this one? Actually, no. Hold on. Yeah, maybe this one. It's gonna break her her 2-piece gladiator set though, so maybe not that one. It's either that or I switch over and find like another gladiator piece somewhere else. So yeah, I'll go over my Keqing pieces and see if she's able to hit 200% crit damage somehow while still maintaining at least like let's say 80% crit rate. But we shall see. We shall see for later. Jean, I don't think I made any changes to my Jean. I think you guys already saw these kinds of stats from last time. However, I do want to switch my Jean from a full-on support, a full-on attack percent based support to a more hybrid DPS style instead, where she focuses on DPS while also maintaining a good deal of like healing and that kind of regular support. So. Yeah, I haven't made any changes yet so far, but since I need to farm pieces for Kazuha, I feel that that's probably going to be a good time to, go through Jean's artifacts again and go through them and then revise them for like the 3rd time, I think, and give her try to give her a finalized set where she can do both. She basically acts as a hybrid support or DPS, one hand sworder, if that's even a term. Oh yeah, and she's gonna keep this Penta ER flower too. This is her artifact. That ain't going anywhere. Eula haven't changed her stats. She's still at 63% CR and then 151% CD. Let's see, Rosaria. I'm not sure if I shared with you guys my Rosaria stats from last time. If not, here they are: 75% CR and then 185% crit damage. Again, it's because she's using Blackcliff. A level 90 Blackcliff that gives her 55% crit damage. I would like her ideally to get to, where's my Rosaria? I keep tabbing out of the character select screen. I would like her to eventually hit 200% CD while still maintaining at least 70% CR. I'm gonna see if there's a way for me to do that. I know her pieces can have a little bit more. They can be there's definitely room for improvement, like especially her crit rate mask right here, where it only rolled once in the crit damage. I could probably get a better piece for here, especially with better substats. Like what the fuck are these flat stats, right? And other pieces. Her cup I think is like Moda's, where it's like I don't want to change that because this rolled really well. But her timepiece could use a little. It could be better. Right, it could be better here. It rolled only once into crit range and crit damage. Her flower or her feather could be better, yeah, because I think it rolled twice into HP percent, and she doesn't need that. If it rolled into CR and CD instead, that would have been much better. I don't know if I can improve her flower because this thing rolled fucking 3 or 4 times in crit rate. So I'm not sure if I want to change that unless I somehow luck out and roll the exact same thing except with even better crit damage or something. Ideally, this attack percent should have went to crit damage, but whatever. So yeah, that, and if Staff of Homa ever gets like a rerun, I'm definitely rolling for another copy of that just so that I can give it to my my Rosaria so that she can have at level 90 an extra 11% crit damage. I mean, just having an extra Staff of Homa alone, like we can even just fucking switch it, right? If I were to give her, say, Hu Tao's Staff of Homa, look how much more crit rate or crit damage she gets. And look at her final stats, almost 200% crit damage. So, yeah, hopefully Staff of Homa gets a rerun so that I can give her her own Staff of Homa. But for now, she's working with Blackcliff Pole. It is R5 for what it's worth. So yeah. Miss Fish, I've been breaking my balls over trying to get her some decent pale flame pieces so I can use her as a main DPS. So yeah, she is working with a pretty nice 71% CR and 143 CD. I feel that I can get the CD a lot higher though, but it's gonna require me to roll like godly crit damage rolls though, because these are artifacts that she's working with. 4-piece pale flame, like I said. This is her physical damage cup. This thing sucks, but it's actually, believe it or not, better than the physical damage cup that she was working with, because at least this one has attack percent. Because the last one only had like energy recharge and fucking elemental master. I was like, oh god, really? Currently, I would like to farm more Pale Flame, but I do need to concentrate on farming Viridescent pieces for Kazuha, because, you know, I need to kind of build him. But once I'm done with that, I do want to go back to Pale Flame, because I actually do have a potentially good physical damage cup in this one right here. This one actually does have double crit stats, so hopefully it rolls a lot into crit rate and the crit damage. Because if I can give her the cryo physical damage cup, and then maybe find an attack percent timepiece like the one that Eula has, except with better stats that are more relevant to Fish and not with fucking 30% energy recharge on it. Yeah, that means that I can still maintain 4-piece Pale Flame and switch this physical cup over to the cryo physical damage cup with double crit stats like I showed you just now. So, and hopefully she'll be able to roll a lot better stats with that as well. But yeah, haven't been able to find an attack percent Pale Flame piece, timepiece, so still looking for that. Hopefully soon though. This is her feather. It rolled quite a bit into crit damage, which is why I'm using it, because crit damage is what my fish kind of needs right now. So, yeah, perfectly fine with her with that flower, with this feather right here. I tried raising or leveling more feathers to see if it could roll any better. Like I guess I could try rolling this to see how many times it rolls into crit damage, but so far, no dice. No dice. And then, yeah, this flower ended up rolling pretty well, which is really nice because all the flowers that my fish had, my Pale Flame flowers that I had up until this point, like they were literally all garbage. So the fact that she finally got a feather with at least decent crit rate stats, with only one roll into flat attack, is really nice. Like, this flower is a big reason why my fish can still maintain, you know, 1 to 2 crit rate, crit damage ratio. So thank God for that flower. And this is her her mask. Not bad, all things considered. Although obviously the 2 or 3 rolls in the defense percent obviously sucks. Would have liked that to go into a crit damage or at least, you know, attack percent. But oh well. I could definitely look for a better crit rate mask with crit damage as well. So yeah, lots and lots of improvements for my Fish's artifacts. So yeah, there you go. I did get her talents to all base level 9 for what that's worth. So perhaps I will crown her, who knows? We shall see. But she is in a decent spot, but I do want to try to improve her still over time. So there you go. Beidou, I do want to improve her stats as well. She's going to have to stick with this though. Ideally, I want to give her pieces with extra energy recharge stats. And in fact, let's see, is she working with 2-piece Thundering? Yeah. I do have actually 2 spare Thundering TF feathers here that actually do have energy recharge. The fact that my Beidou currently with this setup does not have any energy recharge on her is really bad because she charges her ult very slowly and she's super attack geared. So giving her pieces that have energy recharge substats is going to be very important for her. So just so that she can get her her ult back, you know, relatively quickly. I believe I can do that, just not right now, obviously. I believe I can do that because if I'm not mistaken, I did roll an attack percent timepiece here. Yeah, right here. Yeah, I actually was lucky enough to get this attack percent timepiece right here. So maybe I will roll this and see how well it rolls. If it rolls very well, I'll replace my Beidou's electro timepiece right here because this honestly didn't really roll very well, and replace it with that, and then give her one of my TF feathers right here. Maybe this one because it has better energy recharge and such. So yep. Her flower rolled pretty well though. 1 roll into a flat attack, which sucks, but whatever. And her timepiece is actually not bad either. Obviously, you know, 2 rolls of the EM is kind of shitty though. And then this is her electro cup, which again is actually not bad either. I think didn't I have other electro damage cups too? Yeah, maybe this one, but this has no crit rates, so it's like, so she's gonna be working with that for now. Okay. I think I've already shown you guys my Albedo from last time. Still working with oh yeah, his crit rate isn't updated, so kind of looks weird. But I did make a slight change. I think I swapped out like one of his artifacts. I don't know exactly which one, but he does have I think 66 or 67% CR, and then a little bit in exchange for a little bit extra CD, because as you can see, he's got that extra 7.8% crit damage. So yeah, a very slight change. Won't really make much of an impact. So yeah, not much to say about him there. Mr. Kazuha, obviously our newest character, at least for this Wales log. He doesn't have a complete artifact set yet. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to give him, if I do start using him seriously, I'm going to give him Sucrose's artifact. Or the Elemental Mastery Sucrose artifacts that she's got. So that Kazuha can work with a 4-piece Viridescent set that he's meant to work with. So yeah. He's still a work in progress though. His talents are at base level 6, and he is level 80 with a level 80 Freedom Sworn. So work in progress. So I'll report. Hopefully next month he'll be built, and I can show off what I've got for him. Mr. Xiao, I do want to work on Mr. Xiao again. And give him a proper 2-piece Gladiators, 2-piece Viridescent with some good stats on him. Currently, as you can see, he only has 2-piece Glad with like 3 random pieces on him. Just because I've been fucking around with his artifacts a little bit, and he does have a much better stats than he had before with 67.5% CR and 150% crit damage. Kind of reminds me of my Eula, honestly. But yeah. Because before he was working with like 77% CR and only like 90-something% crit damage, which was kind of, omega lol. But yeah. Hopefully I'll be able to get to redoing his artifacts soon. When I start farming for more Viridescent pieces for Kazuha, so I can see what I get for my Jean and my who is it? Xiao. Same thing with Venti. Even though my Venti is pretty good for the most part, he could always work with better stats. I think at least like 60% CR and maybe like 150-160% CD could be nice for him. So we'll see how he fares with that. What weapon is he using right now? Oh, Stringless, that's right. Mr. Stringless. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get some a few revisions for a few of his artifacts. Chi-Chi, not much to say there. Mr. Pop-Tart, maybe I'll get him some better stats once I go back to farming Hydro pieces. Who knows when that'll happen, though. Klee, I do want to go back and give Klee some better artifacts. However, she's kind of low on my priority list right now. Right now, she's her stats are kind of gutted because I gave her Lost Prayer over to Lisa, and I gave her her level 90 Dodo Venture or Dodo Tails, just for the character weapon synergy. So yeah, maybe one day I'll go back and give her some actual proper 4-piece Crimson pieces, and maybe get rid of these fucking these Noblesse pieces that I gave on her, like basically from the beginning of the game. Mr. Diluc, he's working with almost 60% CR and 140% crit damage. His pieces could use a lot of work still, but for right now, he's gonna have to work with them. This is ironically a pyro damage cup on a cryo piece. Rolled pretty well into crit rate, at least once or like twice, I think. So that's why I'm still using it. The roll into defense percent still kind of sucks though. And then his attack percent, like this was literally the only good attack percent Crimson timepiece that I found in that like week or two of farming Crimson Witch pieces, and it still kind of sucks because it literally only rolled once to the crit damage, and yet that was my best piece that I could find. So fuck me, I guess. His flower actually is not bad. It kind of sucks that it didn't roll anything into crit damage, but I mean, it's still not a bad feather for all intents and purposes, considering at least it doesn't have any useless stats. But I guess technically it could still be better. Same deal with his flower. Could be better. Technically, no bad subsets except for a flat attack, and it still rolled once into flat attack anyway. But yeah. As you can see, just so many areas where his artifacts could be a lot better and give him a lot better subsets than just this, but he still wrecks anyway. And especially when I got 3 extra copies of him, 3 spooks, back when I was rolling for Kazuha. So hey, shit, man, he still shits out damage. So Okay, for the rest of the roster, let's see. My Noelle is actually now actually does have a proper 4-piece maidens set because I want to use her as full support. Her stats are kind of whack, as you can see, because I was like, you know what, I don't give a shit about crit stats. I'm just gonna build her full support, and she does her job very well as just a healer, a healing claymore user, which is kind of funny to say. But hey, she does that job well, and that's all I really care about, right? I do want to get her to weapon to level 80. Along with her level, which is level 80. So currently it's only 70 right now because obviously I do not have any of these things. I think tomorrow is when when the dungeon opens up, so I'll get it to level 80 tomorrow. Miss Sucrose. I built her full EM, which is why her crit stats look fucking whack. Yeah. What is her elemental mastery? Yeah, 866, which is decent. I've seen other Sucroses that have hit like what 1,000 EM or something like that, which is obviously really good. But I didn't try going for that much. But hey, that's it for now. With a level 80 sack frags. I mean, even with those shitty stats, like she still does so much work. The fact that she can that her ult behaves kind of like Venti's, where it sucks enemies in, is really nice because it kind of reminds me of back in the day when I actually could use Venti, or back when I was using Venti regularly. So yeah, reminds me of the good old days when I could still use Venti and he wasn't max friendship level. So yeah.
Yes.
Like I said, she has a few pieces that my Kazuha would really like to have because I plan on building Kazuha as full elemental support too, or elemental mastery support as well. Like for example this one, and maybe this one too. So once my Sucrose hits max friendship, I'll probably toss her elemental mastery pieces over to Kazuha, and you know, try to farm some replacement pieces for her when I get to it. Miss Diona, I haven't changed her artifacts at all, but I do plan on getting her to level 90 because, you know, I use Diona all the time for Abyss stuff, and I find myself usually pairing my Diona with my Ganyu for the double cryo resonance. So I do plan on getting her to level 90, and when that happens, I'll probably go over her artifacts again and make it like, you know, make her artifacts a little more a little better. Like a little bit more cohesive to what she actually wants. Like I think all of her artifact main stats are good. It's just that the substats are really trash. So maybe I'll have to go back to farming Noblesse Domain again to try to find some better, more relevant pieces for 4-piece Noblesse. Other than that, same thing with Chongyun. His stats aren't the greatest. He does have 161% energy recharge, which is worth something, I guess, because he with 160% ER, he literally charges his ult the moment he uses it. So, or pretty much anyway. So yeah, he does have Wolf's Gravestone, so I'll probably get him to get him some actual useful stats at some point. Same thing with Kea. He is working with a 1 to 2 CR with really high energy recharge. But yeah, maybe get some better stats for him at some point, sometime down the road. Is he working with an attack piece, an attack percent time piece? Yeah, he is. Okay. And Razor, no plans for Razor, currently anyway. Now Lisa, I want to build my Lisa seriously because right now her stats are really nice. Because either I can give her, let's see, what was it? Did I have her working with Witsith for whatever reason? Yeah, with Witsith she actually hits 53% crit rate and then 216% crit damage, which is fucking hilarious. But I think the level 80 Lost Prayer would be better for her. I'll also get Lost Prayer to level 90 as well. What does this need again? Actually, I could actually use my resin for this today, because I think today, at the time of this video recording, this domain is open. Yeah, it is. Right there. So, yeah. Maybe I'll actually, after I'm done recording this video, maybe I'll try to farm some of these chains here and get this book to level 90. For a little bit extra crit rate stats. But yeah, my Lisa's crit rate is really high, and with decently high crit damage as well. So yeah, my Lisa's artifacts are actually god tier, and I actually want to use her seriously in like abyss runs and such, because her pieces that she's working with right now are these. This one rolled pretty well, really high energy recharge. and then once or twice into crit damage, and only basically one roll into crit rate. Actually, no rolls in the crit rate technically, but it still was a max roll, so at least it's got that going for it. So yeah, pretty nice electro cut for all things considered. This is her timepiece. Rolled more into energy recharge and once into crit rate and once into crit damage. I guess she could. I guess her timepiece could use a little bit of work. So she does have room for improvement there. Maybe some extra crit damage. Actually, the story behind this feather was that I actually rolled this months ago, except because it's an off piece, I actually couldn't find someone to give this to. And finally, once I was going over my Lisa stats, like, oh my god, actually my Lisa could make use of this. So I gave this one to her, and yeah, I'm actually really glad that I did, because it's a really good feather. I could give her technically better feathers, like this one for example, because it has slightly higher crit damage, but it's like, well, I can't justify, you know, giving her what's the difference between these two? Actually, I can just compare, can't I? Like 2.4% crit damage when this feather has like attack percent and energy recharge on top of that. So it's like, I think I'll keep this on her in the meantime. Unless I want to give her one of these, but I don't think either of these pieces can outclass this one, right? Maybe this one, but again, do I want to sacrifice like a little bit of a crit rate for a slightly higher crit damage? No, not really. So yeah, there's that, and then her flower. Again, rolled once into crit, rolled once into defense percent. This could have went into crit damage, which would have been really nice, but you know, other than that, pretty decent flower. And oh yeah, this fucking piece. I remember rolling this piece on stream. This is a quad crit rate roll with almost basically 16% crit rate. This could have been a penta crit rate roll, but unfortunately rolled once in attack flat attack for the combo breaker. But other than that, this fucking TF crown is godlike, because it has 16% CR along with the plus 20 crit damage stats. So yeah, because of that, my Lisa's stats actually look really good. I do want to, like I said, I do want to make more improvements to it. But for the time being, this is what she's got to work with. So, yeah, pretty happy about that. And I'll try to get this book to level 90 for the like 3% extra crit rate, because that fucking matters, right? Rightio. So, next. I also want to make some improvements to Xingqiu's artifacts. They're really good for now, but they can definitely be better. Yeah, they can definitely be better. Like this one, for example, it could be a lot better than what it is. So yeah, a big part of the reason why he has such good crit stats is because, well, I have him using a primordial jade cutter right now, but eventually I'll get around to giving him some better hydro pieces. And other than that, Barbara, I actually gave her a fully leveled artifact set now, so she has something to work with. Obviously, her crit stats, her stats in general are just kind of fucked. They're kind of scuffed, but you know, she's supposed to be full-on support anyway, so I don't give a fuck. Yanfei, I don't know if I've shown off my Yanfei stats. She is working with 61% or 62% CR with 162% crit damage and a little bit of energy recharge. Main reason for that is because I gave her Solar Pearl from the Battle Pass, so that's why I'm able to give her what is this, the crit damage hat instead of a crit rate one. So yeah, her stats definitely could be better too. Her artifacts also have a lot of room for improvement. Surprisingly, this one rolled a lot into crit rate, which is very surprising. But yeah, all of her stats could use a lot more work. But this is what she's got to work with for now. Xinyan, haven't changed her artifacts at all. Bennett, I do plan on changing Bennett's artifacts at some point too, because right now he's on full healing, on a full healing set. I may want to switch him over to a more damage support kind of set. So we'll see what happens there. Maybe give him a level 90 Aquila Favonia, or wherever it is, like this one right here. But we shall see. Xiangling, same thing with Xiangling. I actually want to give her, since I rolled Skyward Spine as a spook on Kazuha's weapon banner, the Freedom Swarm banner, I actually want to get this weapon leveled up and give Xiangling that one, because I think this one gives a little bit of crit rate. It just has its passive, which is really nice. So maybe I'll give her that, and then switch her artifacts to a much better full-on DPS one, or sub DPS one, better crit stats than this. So yeah. We'll see what I want to do with that, but for now, this is what she's got to work with. And finally, Amber. Her artifacts don't give her shit, but she does have 200% energy recharge, and that's all I care about. And she is using my level 80 Elegy, and I've been wondering who I was going to use my Elegy on, because I gave Diona her sack bow back. So yeah, my Amber actually is able to put Elegy to use. Thank God. And so yeah, 4-piece noblesse, yeah, full-on support Amber, but she does have a fully leveled set, which means I can use her. So there you go. There's the entire roster on my account for now. Let's see. Let's go through the weapons, I guess. Where are the weapons? Right here. It just defaulted to it. So yeah, weapons. This is what my weapon inventory looks like. Roll the Skyward Pride, Skyward Spine, an extra copy of Skyward Atlas. Extra copy of Aquila Favonia, and so yeah, those are the weapons, and I think that's about it to show. I think, yeah, I guess I can show you my Abyss progress, I guess, but I already 36 starred, as you can see right here. So yeah, I think that's gonna be about it for this whale slot, unless I'm forgetting something, which I always do. If I've forgotten anything, just leave it in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer it or something, or whatever like that. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.